Hello, welcome to my video. Today I will show you how I made these frog nails. I don't have any nail experience, but here I am. This was actually really easy. This was my first time using Builder Gel. I'll show you the one that I used. I started off by putting some sellotape with the sticky side facing up on the end of a pencil and sticking a nail down. I already painted it green, and I start off with this Builder Gel. This brand is off Amazon. I just put a kind of pear shape around the head and squish it down. While it was curing, I mixed some paint. This was the palette that I bought, and I selected a blue and a green. I already made 4 nails just before I started this video, which I show in a short. And I used the Builder Gel, just a touch to the paint. You really don't need a lot for this. And mixed it in with the paint. I don't know how necessary that was. I couldn't actually find a tutorial how to do this, so I just made it up as I went along and followed my reference photo. So I started off by putting the blue and the green and blending them together and adding the dark blue on the bottom and blending that a little too. Just as long as you're using your reference photo, it's probably going to look like a frog. So once I thought it was sufficiently blended, I cured it under my UV lamp for a couple of minutes. And I started putting the start of the legs on. Once I had all 4 legs on, I cured it again. I did the eyes next, but you can do that at any stage really. I just used the green and blobbed it on to create 2 little balls on the head and cured that straight away. I did add a second layer of the dark blue to the legs just to thicken them up. He was looking a little skinny. And once I cured that, I went in with the calf of the legs. It's pretty easy. You can kind of do like a back and forth motion of just touching one end to the other, like not necessarily drawing a line on it. I don't know if you can see that in the video. I don't think my camera was really good enough, but you can kind of see I'm just dotting back and forth and there's like a bit of a string that just sticks, which just makes it nice and easy. And for the really tiny details like the fingers, I had to use this little tool to clean up in the corners. So I just wiped it off. If you don't have a tool, I think you could probably just use a clean paintbrush to wipe it up, and it just came off really easy. But I know you can also use nail polish remover as long as you haven't cured the UV polish. I believe that should take it off. Next, I mixed some black with some of the leftover blue, as the spots of the frog weren't a pure black. And I just went in, I used the reference photo and kind of mimicked its pattern on the frog. This really brings it to life and adds more dimension to it and just makes it all the more frog-like and more beautiful because it looks like a frog. I finished it off by adding the eyes, which I just painted black. So cute. I can't believe that I managed to make these. I just think they're so beautiful. And I cured that and then went over with this UV top coat, which is just clear nail polish. I literally just had it lying around in the house, so I don't know where it was from. And I just made sure I got any little dimples out the top so it was nice and smooth. I'm really proud of how these turned out. I absolutely love them. I'll show you a second one. This is how I did the tape. I basically went round the end of a paintbrush with the sticky side touching the brush and then went back on itself with the sticky side facing outwards so that the nail could stick. And for the base color of the nail, I used this yellow base gel UV top coat. I used some of the leftover dark blue paints and wiped the excess of the yellow off, as I wanted it to be a really deep marbled green with a little hint of yellow showing through. I blended this out. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of dust in the leftover polish, so you can see I'm just wiping that off on my thumbnail and blending it out. I used the same UV sculpting gel, builder gel, whatever you want to call it. Used my tool to blob a kind of pear shape on the nail. I shaped it a little with my tools and patted it down with my finger. I licked my finger first just because the moisture seemed to stop the UV gel from sticking to me. And I found this worked really well. If you don't want to lick your finger, you can just use water. I then added the yellow to some of the leftover blue and added some of the builder gel to that. A little yellow nail polish and some old sparkly green eyeshadow so I could match the kind of sparkly lime green colour of the frog. I just painted this on with this tiny detail brush, blended it out a bit, make sure I got in all the nooks and crannies without getting it on the actual nail. Lastly, I built up the head just before curing, and once it was cured, I started again on the legs, starting with the thighs and the forearms. This frog was in a little bit of a weird position. Kind of looks like he's dancing, but obviously he was climbing up a leaf in the photo. I used my little rubber tool to clean up some of the edges here. And again, if you don't have these rubber tools, you can just use a clean paintbrush. I have these for sculpting polymer clay or any kinds of clay, but they seem to work really well for the nails as well. Just good for picking up excess material. I thought they'd be good for sculpting the builder gel, but the builder gel kind of just sticks to them, so I wouldn't recommend them for that. But they, especially this pointed one, was exceptionally good for cleaning up in between the finger joints. And sorry that some parts are out of focus. It is quite difficult filming with a camera in your face while you're trying to work on such tiny detail, but hopefully you can see clearly the steps that I went through to achieve the results that I did. Here I'm just putting the eyes on as I did before. I let that cure and I just went straight in with the black for the details or the frog markings. Again, using a reference. This one looked like he had a little winking sad face on his butt, which was pretty cute. But once all the markings are on, it just looks like part of the markings. This one was just green and black, so it was very quick and easy, not blending 3 different colours together. And hopefully you can see the sparkle coming through from the eyeshadow. In real life, it looks really beautiful. And once that's done, I just went in with my top coat for a sparkly finish, and this is how it looks. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully this was useful, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe.